God. Hi, welcome to a not so typical book video, but most important thing, it is a book video because that is the first word on my YouTube banner. So, after I came home and I moved all my stuff and I realized I have way too much stuff, my brain had the brilliant idea to declutter everything in my childhood, teenage bedroom, whatever you want to call it, because most of my belongings are still in this room. And it is really full, and it's this kind of creative full, you know what I mean, like post-its on all of the walls, and stuff is also already hanging right behind me on my wardrobe because there's no place on my walls anymore to hang anything because it's so full. I also have a lot of books here that I never touched again after buying, or someone gifted them to me, and we have to stop feel bad about giving things away that we do not need, even though people were well intended in gifting them to us, for example. So I was able to abstain from decluttering for one whole week since I came back, but now is the time because I already did my little research and found a flea market. I already decluttered some of my wardrobe and it still looks as messy as it did before, but at least there are a lot of things gone. At least I know that. Technically I should have more space. I don't know how. I organized all of my clothes back, and apparently if you lay them in a way that you can still like reach them, it takes up more space if you just like throw them in there. And yeah, you know, you probably know what I mean. But yeah, we're gonna tackle all of the books, and I'm also in the corner with like a bookshelf above that has a lot of books that I've never touched, that I just bought and I will probably never read, but they are just so, I don't know. Like for example, there are astronomy books or physics books, and I'm really into astronomy or physics, but with the time that I do have or I do want to spend with it, it's more easier to just watch like a documentary. And also like I'm not the person that would sit there and like, oh, after all the academic stuff that I had in uni, I'm now gonna read an astronomy book about it again and read and concentrate and whatever. So for that matter, we should give it away finally, because it's been there for way too long, and I know that there is a person out there that will be much happier about it than me. This is what I'm talking about. You can also see this has been there since I was 13, I think, so I've always been obsessed with Shadowhunters apparently. But yeah, those are the books. There's like the astronomy book I was talking about. There's a cute little Sherlock duck that I'm not gonna give away, never ever, but there are also like some classical books under there, also some prequels, which I read the first book and I know I will not read the second one, even though the cover looks nice. And it's like, you know, like a whole series about like classical books that kind of have the same aesthetic, so it's really hard to give them away because I mean they look nice. I don't know what that is, like it's a special edition of like my favorite drink, so yeah. But there are more classics that I've never touched and probably will never touch, and I mean if I do want to read classics in the future, I can just download them on my ebook. It's way easier than just having them sit there collecting dust. There are also some other books that I will probably never touch. There are some German books that were translated and I had them for such a long time that I bought them in German, even though I do not read translated books anymore. I know they're also all collecting dust. There's the car there. I also don't think I will read them. I also have another to be read shelf, and it is right here behind my guitar, but those books I will actually like read. Those are like the new books that I bought, and those are actually original English books, whereas those are just like translated books and I know I will not read them. But I will basically put them in a box and then give them to my sister so she can look. I also did that with my clothes, so she can go over them and then decide if she wants to keep some of those. The rest I will try to sell at the flea market. And then obviously we have all the books that are behind me currently that I have to go through, which is going to be way harder because just look at it. I mean, it looks so nice, and especially like the rainbow pattern above that, and I know that I will not be able to do that again after I've really decluttered all of the books that I do not read, that I do not intend to read a second time. So this is how my master plan is constructed. All the books on here are books that I've read. All the books that I'm sure that we never read again have to go. I think this will not work. So maybe I'm gonna keep some of the books that I really cannot get rid of, but I'm definitely gonna make 2 piles, and one of the piles says, okay, I'm definitely gonna read that again, even though those are like second edition, so I'm also gonna keep that because I think I have more editions. Yeah, I have more than 1 edition of the Shadowhunters, but yeah, I'm gonna keep those because this is my absolute favorite series. So this is worth owning, a double version of it. And books on the second pile are books that I will not be likely reading again, and then the third pile are books that I'm sure will get rid of because I will definitely not read them again. I do not like the cover, or somehow a book managed to go into there that I have not read yet. Also, this happened before, but yeah. So we'll see how long this would take. I'm just gonna get the box and then we're gonna start decluttering all the books. Oh gosh, okay, I did not even blow. Yeah, I meant that literally, by the way. I was collecting dust. How is... Oh, okay, I'm done. There's no... It's not the right moment to tell you that I have not cleaned a lot. I have not touched any of the books because there was like dust under the... not under the book, but as I was pulling it forward, I was pulling all the dust that was in front of it. I have 1 old and 1 new edition of like a German classic. I've never read it. And also like these yellow booklets. They're quite, I don't know if you would call them famous, but they're quite known in German. But they also have like tiny lettering, and this is also the reason why I have not read it yet. So we're gonna definitely get rid of those. This is not a good way to like declutter books because I just open them and read them. Okay, so we have much later now because I just sat outside in the sun and cut another video, and I was able to put all of the books in there because my sister sorted through them, my mom sorted through them, so now the shelf is kind of empty. And all of the books are in as well. You've seen that in the other club. So now, like, this big one is the thing that I have to tackle next. I don't know if I will do it now necessarily, because on one hand, for example, I'm going to show you like this side. I know that I would keep those also, like, everything is shadow under. Those are the German books and those are originals, and then we have like various Bibles down there, also gonna keep that. And I don't really know from there, because on one hand, for example, this one right there, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not, because it's a Shadow Me series but it's a translated version, and I don't know if I want to keep the translated version. I probably will look up if I can get like a box of all of the ones that are out, like, because it's finished now, and those are only the first 3 ones because the other ones were not translated. And then we have to tackle the rainbow. Oh, I'm already feeling sad, honestly. Yeah, this, obviously I'm not gonna get rid of that, definitely not. And we have some movies there, probably also gonna get rid of a lot of them because I never watched them, honestly. I think I'm gonna keep those because I can see myself at least reading those again because I absolutely love those. And then we have To All the Boys I Loved Before, and just probably the pink book in between there. I'm gonna get rid of this one because it's also a translated version, not gonna read that again. Now that I talked about it, it doesn't seem that much to sort through. Quite easy actually, which books I want to keep and which I do not want to keep. But I have not looked up there. Like, my food is in the air fryer right now, so I have time, so we're gonna see how far I'm gonna go. Maybe I can finish sorting through all of the books today. So I like this book. It's Paper Towns by John Green, but I hate the cover. I don't know what made me buy like the movie cover because I absolutely hate movie covers. I just have like, I had a time when I put all of these little things into my books to annotate them, is sometimes if like the movie came out I would not read them completely again to remember them, and then base my review of the movie of favorite scenes that I had. But yeah, now I have to take them all out. Okay, I don't like film covers, okay? I love The Fault in Our Stars. I have the English version with a film cover, and I have the German version with a film cover. I don't get it. I really do not get it. I love this book so much, and actually behind the camera where like almost to be reads, kind of like, because there's also Fault in Our Stars and it's the original cover, so I don't know. But I kind of want to keep. I don't know, I'm so sentimental about the book because this one I've read so many times. The German version is always my go-to book when I was in school because I would just keep it in my locker. If I would finish the book that I was currently reading, I could just go to my locker and then read this one again. As you can see, I put all the books back into my bookshelf. I did that yesterday. I will just quickly give you an overview before then going on with the real video telling you about every single book I would get rid of and why. So this used to be all of my designated unhaul book corner. This is now empty. This is just like a present for a friend that I put there because I found it while decluttering, and I'm gonna give it to her for moving in, or rather moving out into her own first apartment. Then all my TBRs are here. I tried to kind of color organize them to make them look pretty. My Bible stuff is still there. And then we have the little rainbow shelf moved here. It's rather like more black and white. And then all the Shadowhunter books I thought I could put there. Currently, there's more than I thought, so they do not fit. And I also realized that I still have this just like dust jacket of a third book of Hunter Chronicles, I think it's called in English because those are the German editions. I lent it to someone, I don't know whom. And I also asked around already. I cannot find the person that I lent the book to, which is a real bummer. But yeah, also I looked for it like everywhere for 3 hours yesterday, and today I finally found it because this is the German version of the Dark Activities, and I switched to the English version because it was so interesting and I wasn't able to like wait for the translation to come out. And now I have this problem. And apparently, hey, somehow, someone changed the size of the books because those are all like the first editions that came out. And now like I was looking for the first edition of this one like desperately because it's like 24 centimeters high. Like the height of the book is 24 centimeters, and apparently now the paperbacks that are out, or like the soft covers, are only like 20 centimeters. Yeah, no. It's a pain of a book lover, and I have a really big ick with them not being the same size. But yeah, those are all the other books. I lent also the next 3 ones of this one. I know where they are, okay? Then I did not change anything. This is my designated Harry Potter space, and actually I will not get rid of those books until I move out because those books are actually the books from my mom and I'm only allowed to keep them in here. So they do not even belong to me. These are also the German editions. Then we have what's left of my movie collection, and there is like a cute little niffler that my best friend made for me. Under this we still have all these books. Some of the books that were there, I moved them up there, but those are Ruby Red, Sapphire Blue. Yeah, then we have The Sun Might Turn Pretty, the first book. I lent that one to my sister, but she has the habit of starting a lot of books simultaneously, not finishing a single one of them. So it's still up in her room. Then we have To All the Boys I Loved Before, and yeah, just emptiness besides that one. And that's basically it. This is the full box of books that we are gonna go through now, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm getting rid of those. So I was trying to move the box here, but it is way too heavy, so it is just now standing beside me. This is my coffee, and I made some vanilla ice cream in there. Hopefully this is enough caffeine, so let's get it going. This, I mean, it's a top model, it's a coloring book. This, I don't need to know how to do paper planes. This is also like a crime in English, to learn English. I think I'm good in English. This is a children book. This is also as well a children book. I don't need that selection. I don't have to decide to read it, and my best friend also has the whole selection series, so if I would want to read it, then I can just borrow her book. There's also just pictures about an artist that I'm not interested in anymore. Then we have some things about Leonardo da Vinci, also not interested anymore in that. Then we have an old Pompeii book, which was also one the property of a library, but they got rid of it, and now I'm getting rid of it. I am still obsessed with the old Rome, but I can Google that, I can watch documentaries about that. Then we have a German book. I think it's a fantasy book, and it is basically a translation, so I'm getting rid of this one. I don't know, my aunt gifted it to me. It's about like Amsterdam and things to look and things to see in Amsterdam. I'm not studying in Amsterdam, I'm just studying in the Netherlands. Does not mean that I'm studying in Amsterdam. I don't need that. Everything about horses. I don't know what this, like the little horses. I have nothing to do with horses. Just like another children history book. This is also a history book, but it's like for adults and it's everything. Like all the facts. I don't need that. I can Google that. It just wasted space for me. A book I'm not interested in that I got as a gift from someone, and I also think is a translation. Yeah, Hacker Boyfriend. If I ever want to read it, I would probably read it on my ebook. Children book. I mean, yeah, children book is a comic. I have not looked in that for 10 years. Then we have some weird like learn material. Those are like the common mistakes in German. I think I can speak German. I don't need to write anything in German right now for like university. That was the time when I wanted to study Norwegian, so there are a lot of like verbs, how you use them, play, but I'm not planning on studying Norwegian anytime soon. Then we have just random facts about anything. This is also a children book and a translation. Then we just have something from school related. We have, well, with dad and daughter to do things. I also do not need that. And this one we got from our A-level course of history about like one of the German statesmen, and I will never read that. This is also a translation. I think it looks pretty. I read it once. It is not worth it to read it twice. Everything. I liked it, but not enough to read it again. Those are again the little booklets from German classics with like the teeny tiny writing. So this one, translation, not interested. Got it as a gift. I have no idea, it's just a random book. Maybe this neon thing is just about talking and how to talk with other people, so also I don't know. Again, and by the way, I really dislike this cover, and it's translation again. So translation and another translation. And by the way, as my sister was sorting through the books, I came to I saw that, I don't know why, but like the German on green covers, they are kind of obsessed with feet, because you have feet here, you have feet there. I mean, at least there are in the boots. But then there's also another book, which is Abundance of Catherines, I think in English, and you can see the cover in the back, and again there are feet. I don't know what they have. I really love this cover. It's really hard to get rid of it, and I'm getting rid of it because it was okay. Shikai was like a 3-star read. I'm not gonna read it again, and even though the cover is really pretty, it doesn't make sense to keep. I think this is also like a translation of like famous English book, like classic, but I'm not really sure. So I think translation, but it's also like more like a children book. I mean, it even looks like a children book, so yeah. Read it once, will not read it again. So this is also more for like younger people. I also read it once, never read it again, but the story was kind of interesting because it was about like person who has like a brain aneurysm or something, and could basically die at any moment, and how she then lives with the fact of being able to die at each and single moment. I watched a movie. I was so convinced that I would read a book. I've never read the book. It's just there. It's so intimidating because it's so thick, and it's more like a romance is missing for me. And this kind of, I don't know if you remember, but there was a blog on Tumblr that people could send their messages to, and telling basically people like, dear S. dot. I really like you, or something like this, and it was made into a book. This is a German version. I don't know why I should keep it. I probably just bought it because it looked like really pretty. This one, Jonathan Niven, I don't know. I can really just recommend it, but this is again a translation. Do I need to say anything? It's the film cover. Okay, so this book, it actually says how to talk like a real English person. Then this one is a thriller that I bought when we were on holiday at like, I think, yeah, East Sea here in Germany. I read it once, it was nice, but it was like more like a 3-star read, so I'm getting rid of it. This again is a translation. I think the English cover, the US and UK cover are basically the same, but yeah. Kind of a sequel of Call Me By Your Name, as it also says on the sticker. Yeah, basically not gonna read it again. Also translated version of If I Stay, liked it, not gonna read it again, and also it's a translation. I don't even know what that is, but it's definitely not my kind of genre. Also translation, also bought it because I thought it was a standalone. It's apparently not a standalone, just some children jokes. Also kind of a classic, will not read it again. Cover looks pretty ugly, and the story was a 2-star rate. I have no idea, it's about a dog. I don't read books about animals because if they're getting harmed, that's nothing for me. I'm too sensible for that. I just have Guinness World Records. I actually have a lot of Guinness World Records, wait. But yeah, those are all my Guinness World Record books, and I'm really interested in those, but like only like for 2 months when I got them, and I was always like in present from my aunt because I never knew what I wanted for Christmas from her, and I was always like, say something else than just money because it's nicer, and I was like, yeah, well then I want to have the Guinness World Record books of each year, and now I'm kind of stuck with those and I never look at books. And they take up space and are pretty heavy. I don't even know where to put them now. Then we have a random sticker book because it's from my supermarket here, and if you bought something for I think 10 euros or something, you got a sticker, and then like a random sticker, and you could just put it in here. Oh, there's one missing actually. I thought I actually finished this one, but yeah. Then we have a random part of the Bible because I was at like Bible? No, I was at a Christian event, and then they handed out these ones because we were talking about the passages, like specific passages. So all the passages that I talked about are just in this book, so everybody was able to read and did not have to bring their own Bible. Don't know why I should keep it. I have my own Bible. This one is also like a companion to reading the Bible, basically, but it's from 2018, so. But this also is from Jay Asher. Jay Asher is actually the one who wrote The Intermediate Fry. I really like this book, but it's a translation, it's the German version. I think I also got it as a present. Sounds interesting. Is a translation, as far as I know. A gift. I don't need it. I don't know why I have that, but it's also a translated version, and I bought it like 3 years ago, never touched it again after buying it. Also, word history, German classic. Whoa, I mean, it looks nice, looks pretty, but also I don't like if a book has like small printing, and this one does, as all the others from this series do. It's a classic. It was a present. It's a type of classic I'm not gonna read. Getting rid of it because it's like one book that we had to read in class, and it looks pretty demolished because I already got it used. Also in translation version, I think it's also called Calendar Girl in English, but yeah, getting rid of it because if we want to read the series someday, but I also heard it's spicy and I do not like spice, then we get it as an ebook, or we get the origin. Again, we are here. This is everything about Norwegian. Then we have some books on how to draw. Basically, I think I even have like category and like decluttering all the books. Like, okay, I can Google that, I don't need the book. If I can Google it, why would I need a book? It's also why I then decluttered most of my history books at all, because I can just Google it. If I have a question, I would never touch these books and look it up, I would just use Google. Another drawing book about stick figures. I don't know why you need a book about stick figures, how to draw these, because a book on calligraphy, but this kind of calligraphy that is not mine, I'm not interested anymore. Another history book, but Anne Frank. I really liked it. I still like it, I still find it interesting, but I would rather like watch a documentary now than look into it. It's basically how to behave. And the other one is again something about like German grammar. This was also a gift. It's just like 50 great short stories, except that I do not find them great. Because I talked about Googling, this is actually the big version, and I have this one which is a small version of it which has less facts in it, but I don't know why I need those. I just wanted to have them because I felt like pretty, I don't know, I felt pretty intelligent owning those things. And then basically the last books that are in there are just about like morphing. My dog has books on how to train your dog, and again, Google. So yeah, So those were all the books that I'm going to get rid of it, and it looks absolutely messy right now. I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless, and please leave a like if you like the video and subscribe because that will really help. I hope you have a nice day. Bye. I just got up to get my phone to scan all the books, and now I don't know how to get back down because it's just such a small space.